Are you gonna have to start working with a new team or introduce yourself to a new group of people but don't know how to do it without upsetting everybody? Well, let's talk. Hey everybody, welcome back to Matterhorn Business Development. I'm Neil Winteregg, and today I am here to talk to you about how to introduce yourself and integrate into a new team or a new working environment that you've been brought into. Now, there are a few ways that you might have to integrate or join a new team. Maybe you got promoted, maybe a business brought you in from another company, or maybe you are introducing yourself to a team that you're gonna start working with because you have some sort of expertise or skill. Usually in these types of scenarios, let's just say that you are being integrated in because you are good at what you do and you know what you do, and so therefore you are being brought in to help with that. The biggest mistake that I see when new people come in, especially if it's an environment that they know is failing or not doing good, is they come in and they just try and change everything and they make everybody wrong and they tell them how bad they are, and they make a really big point about the fact that they're there to change everything. When I come into a new environment, whether it's a place that I work, or I'm being contracted to work for, or a client's office or something like that, the first thing I do is just introduce myself very politely, let everybody know that I'm looking forward to working with them, and then just kind of hang out and do what they normally do. I was contracted to work for a company, and the thing that I had to do was go in and learn how they do things. Now, it was different from the way I normally did it. It was different from my normal style of doing a lecture or a presentation. So what I did was I learned their way and how they like to do things, and I learned that way. And then I slowly started making it my own and changing it to be my own, and everybody really liked what I did. But instead of just coming in automatically and saying, listen guys, everything here is gone. Now, you might come into a situation where that happens, but you're gonna upset a lot of people. So what I did in this most recent case was I went in, learned how they did things, made a couple of suggestions like, hey, when I do it, I normally do this. Is there a way we can do that? Is that possible? They said, yes, here's how that works. Great. Then I took the presentations and I just started learning them the way that they normally do, and then started making it my own and slightly changing and altering it, and then explaining why I was doing that so that they could see the logic behind that. And I slowly made changes until I became really comfortable with that style of presentation. But the thing I did not do was just come in and make demands about how everything has to be a specific way. I was coming into a new area that I knew I could do very well in, but I wasn't going to try to upset everybody. And so I learned the current systems. And then I started making suggestions and saying, hey, what if we do this? What if we do that? And along the way, introducing myself to all the people that go into that project and learn what they do and how they do what they do, and started taking notes of, well, that seems inefficient, or maybe we could do better there, or what about this, or what about that? And it turns out that there were areas that I was able to make suggestions in that improved. And then there was other areas that I thought seemed weird at first, but then after working there, realized, well, that's actually the way that it is, and that actually does make sense. So introducing yourself to a new team can be scary, but the main thing is don't go upsetting everybody by deciding to change everything all at once. If you're being brought in, or you're moving somewhere, or you're gonna start working in a new team, it's usually because you know what you're doing. And it's usually because you have some sort of confidence and certainty in what it is that you do. So be willing to come into an environment and learn how that environment works before making changes. Unless somebody says, hey, listen, what do you think we can do to do better right now after you've been there for 5 minutes? Don't say anything. Just take notes of what it is and start to learn and meet everybody, and let them know that your experience in the past might have shown like, hey, I know from my past situations that I used to do it this way and now I do it like this and it works much better. Would you guys be open to trying that? You will gain better agreement and better harmony with those people instead of just coming in and upsetting everybody. So there's a lot of different ways that this can be applied, because there really is an infinite number of ways that somebody might have to introduce themselves to a new team or start integrating with a new team. So my basic rule is be nice, work with them, figure out how they do things, and then start to make steady changes. Unless your job is to literally come in and fire everybody and start from the ground up. If that's the case, go ahead and do that. If it's not, as they say, you catch more flies with honey. So go in, be nice, polite, make changes, start making friends, see where things can be improved upon, and then start to make those changes into that environment or be offering of your advice or expertise. So I hope this helps. This is just a quick tip on how to introduce yourself to a new team. If you learned something new, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you next time.